perhaps miraculous news. Word that people are alive and emerging from the Mariupol theater that was hit and more or less flattened by a Russian strike. This theater was being used as a bomb shelter, and there was concern that perhaps hundreds of people were trapped inside. Now, before the bombing, you can see the satellite image we've been showing you. The word children clearly written in the ground in two locations in Russian. This was a message: there are civilians in this building. We also saw video from inside the theater taken a week ago. So many people, hundreds and hundreds, had been sheltering there. Again, the news this morning is that crews are working to clear the rubble, allowing people trapped inside to walk out. Some are emerging. A key aide to President Wladimir Zelensky told us many are, but we're trying to get much more information on this at this time. Now, a couple miles away, a building that houses a public swimming pool, it was also hit. An official says the building was housing pregnant women and women with children under 3 years old. You can see the destruction there. And just hours before a curfew in the Ukrainian capital of Kyiv was set to expire, a new attack on a residential building there. At least one person killed when part of a downed missile hit the building. Now, despite all this evidence that everyone can see with their own eyes, Russia denies that they're targeting civilians. Kyiv's mayor is having none of it.
They killed children, women, civilians. For what reason?
Putin says he's only targeting military targets.
Bullshit, sorry. Where is military target? This building is military target.
President Biden, with his strongest condemnation yet of Vladimir Putin, for the first time calling him a war criminal for his attacks on Ukrainian civilians. Putin responding to that charge just moments ago, but some examples here. Much of the small city of Volnovakha lying in ruins, destroyed by Russian strikes. Here is what this residential area and a church looked like before the invasion, and you can see what it looks like now. And then this is just a neighborhood. You see the roundabout there surrounded by homes and buildings. Now you see the area is totally destroyed. It is flattened, scorched rubble everywhere. A senior advisor to President Zelensky claims Ukrainian forces are beginning to counterstrike against the Russians. This is some new video that shows blown up Russian military vehicles at the Kherson airport. And then in Mariupol, Ukrainian forces taking out a Russian tank in a military strike. Overnight, Zelensky taking his worldwide plea for help to Germany. In a virtual address, he invoked the Holocaust, and he called on the German chancellor to destroy a wall that is separating Europe.
Now is Wladimir Klitschko, the brother of the mayor of Kyiv, former world boxing champion. He's fighting in Ukraine as a member of the Kyiv Territorial Defense. Thank you so much for being with us this morning. You know, a 36-hour curfew had been instituted in your city. That has now been lifted. Can you tell me the situation on the ground this morning?
I'm Ukrainian. Good day. The situation on the ground, speaking of the country, the east of the country, as well as the south, has been attacked. As you know already, that the targets are civilians, and this has been repeated multiple times. That such cities, Bucha, Gostomel, Fastiv, that are satellite cities of the capital of Ukraine, city of Kyiv, they've been destroyed. 90% of Mariupol is bombarded and destroyed. Just luckily, the theater where up to 1,000 children and innocent were in the building was destroyed, but they were underground, so they survived. That was luck. But the targets of the Russian army are civilians. This is genocide of Ukrainian population. Those rockets and bullets are flying into and destroying not just the infrastructure of the country, but killing the innocent. And that's the matter of fact. Kyiv is still standing strong. The Russian army is trying to circle the city. They're having no success. We're standing strong. Our will is strong. And I'm proud of our women and men that stand together against this Russian war and aggression.
We can see right here the Russian forces trying to encircle the city of Kyiv from all these directions, but it's largely been this situation for a few days. We have word from some Ukrainian officials that the Ukrainian forces have launched a counteroffensive against the Russians. What can you tell us about that?
There is a lot of planning. I'm not a military man with office behind me, so I cannot make official statements what have been done. But eventually, Russian boots and Russian equipment need to leave our territory, our sovereignty of our country, and just leave the country. Eventually, it's going to happen. And the sooner it's going to happen, the better it is. I want to say thank you to the US government for delivering, or at least promising to deliver, and that was confirmed, delivering of the military equipment, as well as England. So this aid, this military aid, is very important for us to protect our choice to live in a free country and protect our borders and get out the Russian boots, as I said, out of our country.
As part of that military aid, there is word this morning it does include some drones, these Switchblade drones that hit targets and destroy what they're aimed at when they land. What difference do you think this might make?
We'll see what difference it's going to make. But as I said, any aid, especially military aid, is crucially important to defend our country. We are fighting, but we also need support of our allies. We need humanitarian help because a lot of civilians are struggling. We need this support crucially, and we need to stop Putin's war. We need to stop as soon as possible. The sooner it's going to happen, the more civilian life, or life in general, we're going to save.
So the German Chancellor Olaf Scholz said this morning something which has been said by pretty much every NATO nation up until now. He said while they will help as much as they can, no, there will not be any NATO military effort inside Ukraine. Your response to that?
We're going to take care of ourselves. We promise we're going to take care of ourselves, which we've done already in the past 21 days of this senseless war. What we need military equipment, delivery of it, and we will defend ourselves. We're going to close the sky by ourselves. We're going to do the job because we're defending our country, but we're also defending the freedom and peace in Europe and the Western world. And we're defending the democratic principles of every other country that are allies and partners. We're not alone, we know that. And as I said, and I repeat it one more time, this war, it's against humanity. This war is against peace. This senseless war of a madman is going to come to an end. But please, we need support to make this end come sooner. We need it.